Mike, give us some more insight on what's going on with Amari Cooper and his ankle and what it means for him in the start of training camp.
I've learned over the years, Choppy's known me a long time. I'm trying to get less irritated by this crap and just learn to be more bemused by it. In the morning, Mike McCarthy said, we're hopeful that Amari Cooper is going to be ready for training camp. Okay. That's the truth. He's got the ankle surgery that he's recovering from. The surgery was minor, and the issue that he has right now is minor. And then NFL Network kind of takes that quote, and through no fault of the reporter, Ian Rappaport, it becomes the telephone game. And the next thing you know is we've got headlines saying Amari Cooper might miss training camp. Well, no, he might miss the first couple days of training camp, but the Cowboys are hopeful that he won't. So I circled back in the afternoon and asked somebody inside the building, I said, has something changed from this morning? No, it's the same. It's the same level of relative non-concern. It's the same minor irritation, and it's the same minor surgery. This is 6 weeks. We have 5.5 weeks, right, Chop? Something like that. I bet you he continues to rehab and doesn't do too much on it for 5 weeks, and training camps in 5.5 weeks. You do the math. This is not a crisis. This is not going to be a problem. But it is amusing the way that we turn it into one.
And everything's a go for camp, right? It is official. Oxnard, media, fans, everything's a go, right? Or is it not? Not with official. The fans.
It's not official. Jerry, it was Clarence and myself a couple weeks ago. Jerry saying, we're full go. He said, but let's not write that yet because the league doesn't want us to say that yet. And then like 15 other reporters came up and Jerry said the word, we're full go, or what he said, all systems go. That's what he said. He said it like 15 more times, at which point it made headlines. So officially, Chop, no. Unofficially, pack your bags.
Mike Pfister, Double Insider for the Cowboys and Mavericks, joining us right here on 105.3 The Fan. Mike, my observations for you so far through these first couple of days of minicamp as they wrap up today?
Yeah, the idea that this offense is going to be unstoppable, that's basically the word Michael Gallup uses. We all think it's because of the wide receiver weapons, which makes perfect sense. Their offensive line is going to come back intact and healthy. Tyron Smith is happy and healthy. You remember there was some concern in the offseason about both those issues. That's gone. His surgery on his neck is something that he could have done 3 years ago and got the issue alleviated, but he kept wanting to warrior his way through games. So a blessing in disguise, he got the surgery. Lyle Collins learned a lesson. He's not a fat guy anymore. He's gigantic, but he's not a fat guy. And Zach Martin with his calf, all three of those guys will be ready to roll once we get to training camp. They're already doing plenty of work. But I think the pivot point here is Ezekiel Elliott. And again, you're going to have to come see it in person to understand it, or just trust us. He looks as much like as close to a scat back kind of runner as he ever has in his NFL career. He is, Dak said he's healthier than he's ever been. And Dak said, and when he's healthy and when things are right, he's the best running back in the league. I don't know about that. I don't think I'd agree with that. But to diss Ezekiel Elliott by thinking that Tony Pollard's suddenly better, or there's 15 other running backs I'd rather have, those people are going to be shocked by the elusiveness of Ezekiel Elliott, who's still going to be a power runner. He's still a large man. He's still his head is still the same size as Kevin Gogan's and mine, which is huge, as you know. So
your head's big for a different reason.
Yeah, well, yeah. But so he's a large man, but he's moving like he's in peak physical condition. And I go back to something Emmitt Smith talked about it at the end of last season. He said, remember when Zeke had COVID and we all just kind of said, oh, okay, well, he had COVID, but now he's fine. Maybe he wasn't fine.
No. I mean, Cam Newton wasn't.
Along with not having your offensive line and your quarterback. I think Ezekiel Elliott is in for a high-quality season and will still be a centerpiece of so much of what they do.
Maybe this year he can actually have a longer rush than Daniel Jones does. That'd be nice.
he's still not. He's not going to have 60-yard runs.
No, it's not him.
Yeah. So like talk about the rushing title. It seems to me to win a rushing title, you probably got to mix in some 60-yard runs. To get to 1,000 yards, all you need is 60 yards per game. Somewhere in between that is going to be Zeke's numbers, and he's going to be just fine.